Hey Amazon, just want to do a quick review for the electric jack for a car. So I've had this for about a week now, and it's pretty good. I just want to do a quick overview on what it comes with and what you can do with it. Also how it performs, a quick demo. Just overall, try to answer any questions that you guys might have. I think it's pretty good, but let me get into that later. So first off, the whole jack comes in a carrying case like this. There's another option that comes with also an impact gun. I didn't get that version only because I actually do have an impact gun. I actually have full, floor jack and also a full automotive lift, right? But this was actually, I was planning to use this as a secondary jack when I do like differential work, stuff like that, right? Just to support the other jacks. As I found out, it actually does a pretty good job of doing its main, purpose. So when you open it up, right, after you undo these two clips, I just want to show what it comes with, right? So it comes with this little manual, though it's pretty easy to figure out how to use all of this. So I'm not going to go over what's in the manual, since what I'm essentially doing is, the manual. It comes with a pair of two thin work gloves. I guess these are good, keeps your hands from getting dirty. Not really heavy duty, but again, this shouldn't really matter. If you're doing lifting up your car regularly, you should get something else, right? This is for more like emergencies. All right. So of course, here's the jack itself, right? Here's the motor. It also comes with this right here, which you can plug into your cigarette lighter, right? And this end plugs into this. This is a little control, right? Let me see if I can get out. Okay, so this control plugs into the motor, and then you plug in the cigarette lighter adapter over here. Now, obviously this will control up and down. Let's see what else. So it also comes with two pads, okay? So this is your standard height one, so it just sits right in here. It doesn't screw in, it just sits right in here. This is good for like, sedans, stuff like that, lower cars, right? Now, if you're lifting up an SUV, you want to use this. Now this one's heavier duty. This one's, this one's metal and all. However, the top is plastic, which, is good because for lower cars, they tend to have like things called pinch wells, and they're easy to bend. So you want something softer. However, when you're lifting up higher up cars, they typically have like, metal subframes that are much beefier that, you want metal. And also the higher something gets, the more unstable it gets. So you want a thicker one. So this one, however, screws into here, which is smart, because you do not want this falling over when, when it's up in the air. So, that aside, it also comes with this over here. So let's just say your cigarette lighter is not working and you just don't want to get it fixed. Then you can hook it up directly to your battery, right? So obviously positive, negative, right? You just hook it up to the positive, negative terminals. And then this is where you would put the cigarette lighter adapter over here, right? Now, something that's really interesting is that, a curiosity thing I had was that, is this a good idea to put in your car? And, I was like thinking, well, having an electric motor is another part to fail, right? It does come with an override. If you look over here on the side, there's this little, like plug, right? If you get rid of the plug and you look inside, you'll see that there's a gear in there, okay? A plastic gear. So what the plastic gear allows you to do is that you can insert the splines of this little handle in here, and then you can turn it, and it's kind of hard to do with one hand, but turn it and then manually override the motor. Now obviously that's going to take a lot longer than using the motor, but again, this is for emergencies. I tend to use it at home more so than outside, but it still does its job. Again, it's going to take quite a while to wind it up manually. So I'm going to pause the video for now, and then I'm going to set this up and show you guys how it works and try to answer any questions that you guys might have. Alright, so I'll see you guys in a second. Alright guys, I have it fully set up here. I just want to go over some proper precautions and whatnot. So first off, if you look in here, you can see here's the wire, right, for the cigarette lighter. Keep in mind, as you can see here, have your parking brake engaged. It is very, very important. Optimally, your vehicle should be on a level surface, okay? Now this is my driveway, and I don't really have a flat surface to go by, but incline isn't too bad. You know, obviously try to have solid ground underneath. Now, if you're wondering where to place your jack, right? Most cars have a little arrow by the side, okay? That's saying where the pinch weld is. If you look underneath, right? If you look underneath, you can see that it's positioned under this little metal rail here. Make sure it's metal. Now, if you're wondering, you know, where yours is, you can just you know, consult your owner's manual, right? So here's the button. This is the connection I'm talking about, right? This goes to the cigarette lighter. This goes to the motor. You just plug it in and screw in the connection. Something I also want to note is that this case also has a reflective triangle over here, so you can, you know, use it as a safety precaution. Another thing I want to note is that, again, if your cigarette lighter does not work, you can use this setup right here. As you can see, I have it hooked up to my battery. All you have to do is plug in the cigarette lighter adapter in here, so it receives 12 volts directly. So now that I brought this up, let me show you how you can raise the car. So you can go ahead and press the up button. You hear it whirring, and you can see the car is lifting up. Slowly, yes, but it's lifting up. Okay? So you can see it's going up. It's going up. Still going. And as you can see there, this is why it's so important to, especially in front wheel drive vehicles, to engage your lock, your parking brake, right? Because now it's off the wheel. And as you can see here, it is off the ground. It's kind of hard to see, but it is indeed off the ground. Okay? So, you know, at this point you can go ahead and change your tires, so on and so forth, right? Now, I want to give you an example, right? Let's say you have a SUV. Remember that tall adapter I talked about? Right? If you look underneath the car, this has no pinch weld. In this Jeep Grand Cherokee, you can see here, this subframe right here with this little arrow here. Generally, again, most cars will have the arrow showing you where to lift from, right? You can place it right under here. This is where you want the tall adapter, because as you can see, there's a good almost like 14 inches of ground clearance. So, you know, proof is in the pudding, right? So I just showed you how it lifts the car. You can see that it does lift the car, and this is a, you know, full-size station wagon. Lifts it up just fine. You can go ahead and change your tire at this point. It's pretty good for emergencies, good for home use too. You know, that way you don't have to buy a full lift. Overall, you know, for the money, you really can't beat it. I mean, a floor jack at the minimum costs you about $130. So this is a good plan. And by the way, to lower it, you press the down button. I'm sure that's self-explanatory. But everything's automated. It's very easy to use. You don't have to fool around with those little, like, dinky little, you know, manual lifts and whatnot. So yeah, as you can see, the car is setting back down. It's pretty good. And by the way, I lifted up to a certain height where the wheel is off the ground. However, it can go higher than that. So yeah, you know, thanks for listening in. I just want to, you know, let you guys know how it works, and, you know, if there's any questions, just comment below. All right, so thanks. Bye.